20 to 11 it is now.
Alex Belfield.
BBC Radio Leeds.
Now then, today, international street artist Mohammed begins painting the UK's longest graffiti mural at the University of Bradford. 950 square metres will be covered with his distinctive art. The project, called Life in the Wall, is one of his many morally conscious murals. That's nice, isn't it? Morally conscious murals, which are known for reaching out to everyone within the community. Good morning to you, Mohammed.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Well, you sound, firstly, incredibly interesting and obviously talented. Graffiti's okay now, is it, as long as they say you can actually do it?
Of course. I mean, this is all done with permission, of course. So, graffiti art has a lot of negative perceptions, but, I'm trying to take it to a different dimension, really.
What does morally conscious murals mean?
Well, I think painting street art murals in the public space is something that needs to speak to the very public. These places, these murals, need to speak to the community and need to be relevant to society. So, messages which I feel are kind of sadly fading away from modern society, principles that we all share as human beings. I'm almost trying to bring that back to the forefront of modern society, really.
And how do you transfer that into art, then?
Yeah, I mean, kind of using kind of vibrant colour, and literally I always describe it as turning a lot of our ugly grey environment into actual kind of full vibrant colour, as well as meaning, bringing a bit of colour and meaning to the streets and to the public space.
Why have you chosen the University of Bradford to do your next work?
Well, I've been quite fortunate to have travelled many different places around the globe, and some very exciting cities, but Bradford for me is particularly interesting, a very kind of a diverse city, and it's a very exciting project, really, in that this development, of the student village, which I'm kind of decorating the hoardings around the site, is said to be the most environmentally friendly student accommodation in the UK. That fits perfectly for me in that it's the whole concept of this building, which is this site, which is about kind of low energy and bringing back the messages of environment, fits perfectly for me in that this is really exciting of how the site and the art that reflects, we kind of almost, kind of speaking the same language, really.
When did you get into art, then?
Well, ever since I was a kid, really, growing up in the early 80s, like a lot of young people, the whole graffiti art movement that came from the streets of New York, like most kids, I was kind of obsessed and amazed by how, this spray painting was bringing colour to the environment, and it was an art form that was kind of engaged with everybody. Anybody could kind of pick up the can and kind of, decorate kind of, the public space. So, for me, I've never really kind of grown out of it, really. So many decades onwards, I would never imagined I'd still be kind of this be such a big part of my life. And now I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. For me, street art, I strongly believe, is one of the most powerful means of bringing about positive change in the society.
What about those who say that it's just a load of mess that the council need to clean off the walls?
Well, I agree with them. I mean, it depends what we're talking about. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Yes, no doubt there's vandalism, there's the kind of the illegal aspect of it, the ugliness, no doubt about it. When we see mindless, meaningless scrawls from people, I'm totally against that. We're not about
you see, I Love Stacey means something to the person that wrote it. It's all in interpretation, isn't it?
Of course, yes, but this is the public space, and the public space should belong to the public, so it should be something that is, I think, at least attempting to communicate something. I feel that kind of personal, selfish expression of one's own self, just for himself, perhaps, or his own peers. I like to kind of really move it on from that, and we need to break out of this debate of is graffiti art or vandalism. We know full well with the likes of Banksy's art, he has kind of changed a lot of people's perceptions about what street art is and the value of it.
How do you get started with such a massive project? What do you do first?
This is the biggest project I've ever done. As you stated, this is the longest mural in the UK, and this is a huge challenge. Honestly, I've got a massive team right here where I'm doing my interview. I've left a big team of my artists kind of cracking on with things. There was weeks and weeks of preparation in a cold dark studio in my hometown of Birmingham, just kind of mapping things up onto big sheets and sketching things out, simulating the wall, this kind of huge wall, So there really is. It's more than just turning up with the paint and cracking on with it. It's literally like building the building itself, from the architectural drawings to the finished stages. The process is unbelievable, really.
And you do a to-scale version on a piece of A4 so you know what it's going to look like?
Of course, yeah. I've got that kind of in my back pocket all the time. I'm always ripping it out, pulling it out, and kind of just analysing on my to-scale and the colour palette, etc. Really, yeah.
So how long is it going to take?
I've been here for 2 or 3 days now. I'm here for this is the crucial week, if you like. From today all the way till Friday, where it ends this Friday. We have a grand finale at the end, which we've even had like a stage built in front of the walls as a celebration. We're going to have a celebration of the finished murals, and we have a bit of live poetry. But people can come and watch and see it take shape over the course of this week. No doubt I'm there all day, and the team's there cracking on with things. But for Friday, the big celebration event, we've kind of got, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we've got this big kind of event and poetry, and we've got like a drummer as well. To create a bit of, I think we need to kind of celebrate this remarkable project, no doubt.
You're a very talented man, of course, and you know about a lot of things. You don't know how to make my towel soft, do you?
I don't, but,
it's my big debate this morning.
Yeah, well, we'll work it out, I'm sure,
Really lovely to talk to you, and we'll come down and have a look at it when it's done. October the 1st is the big celebration. People can come down to the event, can they, on October 1st? October
the 1st, yes, and Wednesday as well, 5:30, we have I do a talk which is Can Graffiti Art Change the World at 5:30. That's a time for people to come and challenge me and debate with me and tell me your art is rubbish if they want to. I don't mind.
Very nice. We wouldn't dream of it. Good to talk to you, Mohammed Ali,
Thank you.
joining us from our Bradford studio this morning at BBC Radio Leeds. Good to talk to you.
Cheers.